Hi guys, morning. Today marks the 1 week mark postpartum after having little Teddy. Gosh, it's just absolutely flown by, and I will be doing a weekly update on how I've gone with baby Ted over the last week or so. But what I wanted to do today was to unpack my hospital bag. So I've been back home now for 2 days, and I finally got myself around to unpacking the bag. And I want to sort of take you through some of the things that I used a lot and some things that I didn't even bother using, and hopefully this will help some of you mums, expecting mums out there, wondering what to put in your hospital bag, because I know I definitely needed some of that help. And it's always really hard to know when you watch videos that are talking about packing the bag, but I haven't seen too many about unpacking and really reviewing what some of the items were in the bag that were necessary, and some that were just basically a waste of space and I didn't touch at all. So I'm just going to take you down here. I've got all the items laid out on the floor, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Okay, so as you can see, these are all the items. Sorry if they're kind of a little bit messy, but I've just tried to sort them out according to what I'm going to talk to you in just a minute. But in terms of the bag itself, what I ended up packing was more of a travel size suitcase, so one that would go into the cabin of an aeroplane. I just found that this to be a lot more practical than some of those other, you know, kind of fabric bags out there, just because it's got the wheels. It held enough of my things for a 6-day or 5-day or 6-day stay. In this compartment here, I had all of Teddy's stuff in here, so I could just zip it up. And then over there was where I put my stuff and Mike's stuff as well. You know, boys, they travel quite light, so really he didn't have that much to pack. I also had another bag, just kind of to put more things into. So what that looked like was this little Marimekko bag here. And I found this to be really good because I could really just chuck some things in there that, you know, that maybe didn't fit into that bag. But just that one and the Marimekko shoulder bag was enough to last me the 5 days. So if I start from this top corner up here, what I've got here is some of my comfy clothes. One thing that I will note, guys, is that you don't particularly need to have too many of these, because this sounds really terrible, but you end up spewing up, or you don't, but your baby ends up spewing up on it anyway. So you really don't need to kind of have too much. And by the time you're in the hospital, you sort of go, you know what, I can be in this spewy top for a couple of days or a day and not worry too much about it. Okay, so in this pile here, they're kind of all my comfy clothes that I wore after the birth. So loose tops, loose pants, here's some t-shirts, loose pants that I really loved. They're actually maternity pants, as you can see, but you still need to be wearing maternity pants after you've given birth because you've still got a little tummy, but it's also so comfortable. So I had a couple of those pants. Sorry, they're not all here because I've ended up washing some of them already. These tops here, throughout my pregnancy, I didn't actually really buy pregnancy or maternal clothes, but I found something like this sort of loose singlet top is really perfect. This one here is from Sports Girl, I think it is. It's just a loose singlet top that you can kind of pull down, breastfeed when you need to. It's bright and colourful, and one thing I love about that is that you always look bright and refreshed when visitors come, and all you need to really do is wear a colourful top. Board shorts, now these are really great as a tip, because if you're going into labour and you are potentially in the shower, or you need your partner there with you just to comfort you because you're in so much pain, it's really great to have board shorts there because they can hop into the shower with you as well. I actually did bring a nightie, which is really good because at night, again, this is more of a V-neck style nightie just from Cotton On Body, but you can just sort of yank down one of the sides there and start breastfeeding relatively easily, so I quite like that one. And then we've also got some Peter Alexander boxer shorts here, which are super comfy. I can walk around the hospital in them. And look, ladies, by the time you're ready to push to give birth, you really don't care what you've got on at all. I know that there are some ladies that are really worried about what they've got on and you know, what to wear. Look, you're so out of it. Even if you wear a nightie, your top's sort of up to the, you know, up to your tummy anyway, and you don't have much on down south. So whatever you have on, just make sure you're comfortable. Now the next pile I've got, I probably won't show you and you won't really want to see, but I did take about 5 pairs of what I will call Bridget Jones undies. Really large undies, go up a couple of sizes so you know you've got a bit of room to breathe, and they're really fantastic because you will go through them, and just be prepared to throw them out once you're done with them, because they end up getting quite stained and you don't really, you know, need them again, hopefully. So grab some of those and make sure you pop those in your bag. Really, really useful. Finally, the only other things from a hygiene perspective is my own personal toiletries. I went really basic, guys, so I bought a small travel shampoo and conditioner to use over the 2 days. I wasn't too fussed about that. Deodorant, obviously some of your basic makeup if you've got visitors coming over, toothbrush, toothpaste, all the basics, and that's about it. Obviously, you have to pack your baby clothes, and it's really hard to know what size your baby's going to come out at. Teddy came out at just on 3 kilograms, which is 6.6 pounds. Now it's not a big baby, he's not a big baby at all, and I had packed a bunch of 40s. They're Australian sizes, so I'm not sure if they're the same overseas, but I packed a bunch of 40s, which is your standard newborn size. Now they were too big for poor Teddy, so they are kind of swimming on him a little bit at the moment, and I know babies grow quite quickly, but I really needed 50s for a 6.6 pounder. So if any of you ladies feel as though you're going to have a baby around that size, or they're tracking to that size, don't bother buying 30s at all. You won't need them for a couple of weeks yet. If you go the 40s, be prepared for them to be quite big on your baby, but it still works. Now, what I ended up using a lot of, because it is quite cold in the hospital, and I think they do that, you know, for hygiene purposes and those sorts of things, but just be mindful. I mean, we had Teddy on a 35-degree day and it was cool inside, very cool. They obviously air condition the hospital, so you still need your long onesie type tops, and these were brilliant. As you can see, feet already on there. You don't want to be fussing around with socks. These are fantastic. These are the arms, and these little bits fold over into mittens. Really fantastic. I really hate putting mittens on, and my boy just tears them off within about 5 minutes, so there's absolutely no point buying mittens unless you're putting them into a singlet jersey once you're at home, and then obviously you need something to stop them clawing their face, which I don't know why babies do that. It's like, ah. It's just like, it just does not look comfortable at all, but it must be comforting. Who knows? I don't know if he did it in the room, but he's just like claw face, especially when he's feeding. He's like, ah. It's just the funniest thing. Here I am gushing about my baby. So long onesies. I also brought a whole heap of these type tops. So no legs, button ones, short sleeve. Guys, you're not going to put them in that. It's too cold in hospital. Unless you want to, you know, put pants on and put your mittens on and put blah, blah, blah. Don't bother. I actually took about 5 of these and they rendered useless. So I'd probably say do not pack those types of ones. Look, I'm just going through them now, and there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, no, don't even bother doing that. Now, this little guy, singlet top, you need plenty of these, and I don't think I personally took enough. So I took about 3, maybe 4 singlet tops, and these are brilliant. So they actually keep your baby a little bit warmer under his jumpsuit, his or her jumpsuit, but also when you're doing a nappy change, they're just, you know, they've got another layer underneath, and they need that. They've just been born. They don't have a lot of insulation, and it's just really great to have this. So handy, and I would definitely recommend taking, you know, 5 to 10 of these just as backup, instead of those other ones that I showed you with the no legs. Now, a whole bunch of these came in handy. Burlaps, swaddlers, whatever you want to call them. They were great. Not so much for spew, and you know how some mums, they sort of do these ones and they, you know, rest their baby up there. The baby's too young to really be like flopping over your shoulder all the time. Their neck just goes all blah, blah, blah. So you've just got to burp them by sitting them up and help them, you know, their chin rest up. But these are really great. Just, you know, when visitors come over, swaddle them up real tight, bundle them up, and, you know, visitors feel a little bit, you know, I think the babies are easier to carry when they're all swaddled up like that. They do still spew on it, so I probably took about 5. I used all 5. They're going in the wash because I'm sure at some point Teddy's probably done a little spew on this one too, but take these along, and also take some pretty blankets, of course, but these are the ones that, you know, when you don't have visitors around, you can just chuck on your baby, and they love it because, you know, make sure you get soft cotton if you can. Some other really, I'd say, more useless items, and I will render them useless, that I took along was baby hats. And I know you see them a lot in photos and those sorts of things. Like, the hospital does recommend you to bring one along, especially to the birth, if their temperature is not what it should be. So this will help regulate their temperature. Teddy had no issues with that. Therefore, we didn't even have to put a single hat on him. And I did put it on, I think, 2nd or 3rd day, and he just ripped it off anyway. But I took a whole bunch of little hats here. But again, these are brand new. They haven't been worn, and I don't think that they will be worn, because by the time winter rolls around, his head's probably going to be a complete buff head and not fit into those. So up to you guys, but you definitely need to have one just in case as a backup after the birth. But in saying that, for a fashion statement, if you're buying them because they look so cute, I'd probably say save your money there, ladies. It's not recommended to buy heaps of them because they hate it, and it's not really all that useful in hospital anyway. Bibs, I also brought a whole bunch of bibs. Now I'm kind of I'm on the borderline with bibs, because I feel as though I should be having them on Teddy quite a bit, because he does, you know, his little spews after he feeds. But it really annoys him, just obviously having something around his neck. But, you know, like, look at this one. It's so cute. Oh, my God. I bought this at a Christmas market in Northcote just a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And it's actually really, really tiny. So I'm trying to just get Ted to wear it as much as I can before he grows out of it. But, you know, I think we've really been hit with a bit of a heat wave. So it's not been under 30 degrees for the last week or so. And having this around his neck, you know, he's just going to crack the shits, and he has. So I know I wouldn't want this around my neck going, oh, you know, like, that's the last thing I want. So bibs, impartial, maybe take 1 or 2. Otherwise, use your swaddlers or use face towelettes like these ones, which are really handy. The hospital will have heaps of these, just to give him a wipe after they have a little spew and have a little feed. We also brought a whole heap of socks. Don't bother. Didn't use them at all, not even once. If you've got those onesies with, again, the flip over feet and the hands, and the flip over hands, look how many I had. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, plus mittens. No, leave them out. Toys, leave them out. They're not going to be interested. They basically eat, sleep, poop, play with you a little bit. And I mean by playing with you, they look at you with their little cross eyes going, oh, why aren't my eyes actually focusing on you? But I know you're my mum. I don't know why he sounds like a robot. But these, forget it, leave them out. Finally, in terms of toiletries and personal hygiene, with the baby stuff, they do recommend that you bring an extra little thing of nappies. So, you know, just one of these things, newborn nappies. They also recommend you bring your baby wipes along with you, and any other sort of toiletries you want to use on the baby. Nappy rash, I doubt they'd have nappy rash at this age, at 5 days old. But you can bring those along. However, the hospital ended up providing them for me anyways. All in all, I think I did quite well, given I didn't really know what to pack in the hospital bag. But just make sure all you really need is those onesies for your baby, singlet tops. You know, just make sure that you've got your first day outfit to take him home in, your newborn outfit, which shouldn't be all that glamorous, because trust me, within minutes, guys, they will be messing them up. So don't bring anything overly expensive for their stay in hospital, because until you get the hang of wiping up their spew, there's actually no point putting them in really expensive clothes and that sort of thing, because honestly, I changed Teddy once and into this
gorgeous little onesie that I got as a gift, and within about 5 minutes he had decided that he was going to chunder all over it, and it was off. So unfortunately I didn't even really get to enjoy him in that outfit. In saying that, guys, I hope the video was really helpful. I know I've found a whole heap of these videos on YouTube super helpful in terms of understanding what was needed and what I didn't need. But look, you know, as I said, it's not the end of the world if you haven't packed it. You've got friends and family that'll help you pick up some other things. But for those ladies that are about to deliver or to head into hospital with their hospital bag packed, all the best, guys. I'm sure you'll have an amazing experience. The birth was just so empowering, and you know, I just can't believe that I now have my little boy with me in my arms, and everything that they say is about it being worth it is so true. So all the best, guys. Please leave me any questions or comments about my bag if I haven't covered anything off. Otherwise, have a happy new year. Today's New Year's Eve, so by the time I'm sure this is up and running, it might even be New Year's Day. But I'm really looking forward to sharing with you some other things about Teddy as he grows up week by week, and also just joining the mum community out there, and anyone that's interested in connecting, please subscribe. Otherwise, find me on Instagram at Ruby in Real Life. Thanks, guys, and have a wonderful day. Bye.